Well, hey, welcome to the next 24 hours. I have to be honest with you. I want to congratulate you. Finally got the big promotion. You are finally in charge, and now you have to set forward your goals and your vision. I've had this conversation with so many leaders, and today this podcast is designed specifically for you. Let's do some goals and make your team and your dreams come alive. Welcome to the next 24 hours, where I'm going to give you real information you can really use to transform your life and work one day at a time. I'll be your host, Curtis Zimmerman. Hey, if you are C-suite or above, I'm very excited you're here today. This podcast is designed specifically for you. I need to get into your mindset right now. I want to drop this bomb on you because you've worked so hard and produced so much as an individual that you've finally been given that huge promotion. You finally got that job of your dreams. Now, every single thing that you think and you do has to change. And that's why leadership is so hard. Let me explain what I mean. In order for you to get the position that you have today, what you've had to do is you've had to be a super achiever in whatever area that you're an expert in. You've had to be the person, the go-to person that has the answers. You had to be the person that came in early and stayed late. You had to be the person that made the numbers. You had to be the salesman of the year 9 years in a row. Now, I need for you to understand that in order for your new goals as the CEO, as the director of your division, as the whatever the title is, it has to be absolutely nothing about you. It has to be everything about your people. You have to stop focusing on what you're going to achieve, and you have to focus on what you're going to give to your team, to your people, to your organization, so that they can achieve the same way that you did. And this is an entirely new mindset. So when we talk about goal setting, I do a lot of work with goal setting. I do it with individuals. I've done it with my wife. I do it with organizations. I want you to get this right now. There are certain principles that all goals have to go through in order to make that goal a reality. We're going to go through those principles really simply and very quickly right now, so you're able to take those goals and be very, very clear what you want and how you're going to help your people achieve what you want and have them think that it was their idea. That's what great goal setting is all about as a leader. Here we go. First, I hope that you know enough about the organization that you just got put in charge of, that you don't have to spend 6 months learning the culture, learning what these different departments do. Now, if you were pulled from somewhere else and they're dropping you into this position, then I want you to do what my good friend Pete did when he became president of Bacardi, and that is this. First thing he did, the office that he had this giant glass window, and it had a frost on it so you couldn't see what the president was doing. The first thing he did was he had that taken off of the glass, so he was in a fishbowl, and everyone that walked by could see exactly what he was doing. Why? Because he didn't want to be isolated from his team. He wanted to be part of the team, and that's the big mindset difference you have to make right now. Now, I am part of the team, and I'm going to do everything I can to make sure that they achieve their goals. Next thing he did is he spent the first 3 months sitting in cubicles with all of the workers in every different department. He understood what their challenges were. He understood their personalities. He understood conflicts. He understood what it was, the dynamic of that team, who was contributing, who wasn't contributing, who had the great ideas, who was the worker. He got a feel for each and every one of those different individuals in those groups that he knew he had to lead. Now, I'm hoping that you don't have to spend that time. I'm hoping that you've been moved up in this position because you've been here for 13 years or you've been here for 13 months. If you're in that position, you can really act a lot faster to create the changes you want to create because you already have a baseline of who's doing what and how it's working. Let's move on. You now understand the team. You understand the dynamics of each of those teams. You spent time with each of those teams, and you understand the profit and loss, and you understand the value proposition of what it is you were brought in to change. I don't know what that is, but I can tell you again, I'm teaching you principles. Principles in goal setting. Principles never change. Players can change, pieces of the pie can change, but principles always work, right? It's called True North by other people, but it always is true that principles, regardless of the game you're playing, will always work. Here we go. I understand the dynamic of the team. I understand the players. I understand that different people are going to be motivated by different things. Now I have to think about, what are my goals? What is it that if I look at my first year in this position and I say this was success, what am I going to measure that by? Is it changing culture? Changing culture is one thing. Is it changing numbers? Oh, you know what? Your profit was this. Next year it has to be that. Is it changing culture? Is it changing numbers? Is it changing our products or services? You have to understand that you can't do all of those things at one time very easily. Each of those takes a certain amount of time, effort, and focus. So I'm going to change culture. Boom. I'm going to change products. Boom. I'm going to change the way that the perception of our company from the outside world is viewed. Boom. Each of those things require focus and time and changing people. Remember that change is the new normal. And if you're in a leadership role, your job as the leader is very simple. Adapt to change as quickly as possible, and then convince as many people that are on your team that work for you, are with you, to embrace that change and adopt it into the culture as quickly as possible. If you can do that, you will be the CEO, you will be the director, you will be C-suite forever, because every single company I currently work for and with are looking for change agents and looking for people to do exactly what I just said. Hey, I'm going to jump in real quick. It's me, Curtis, and I want to let you know that I love doing my podcast. I also obviously love doing my keynote speech. Generally, I'm at big events. I'm the opening keynote to get people fired up. I'm the closing keynote to make people think about how can I go and take this information and use it over the next 24 hours. But I need your help because I want to reach more people. If you're listening to this content, if you've seen my keynote, if you read my book and you think it's important, I want you to share it with people. I want you to think about who might Curtis's message resonate with, and then let me know. Seriously, call 513-229-3626. Let's see if we can put a date on the calendar. I'm booking out the next 6 months, and I want to talk to more people, but I can't do it without your help. Have a great day. Thank you for your help and your support. Enjoy the rest of the next 24 hours. What is my goal? Change culture. What is my goal? Change the numbers. What is my goal? Oh, I know. Change the product and services. What is my goal? Change the perception. So now I have a goal. Now I have to get my people to buy in. I cannot mandate, which is what you used to do. The old you, before you got the position, you could mandate, I'm getting up at 5:30 in the morning, and I'm going to be the first one there, and I'm going to have the best presentation, and I does not exist in your vocabulary anymore. It's we. And what am I going to do to make the team succeed? You have to completely shift everything that got you in the room if you want to stay in the room and truly move your organization. So now you don't have goals. Your team has goals, and your primary objective is to help them in any way, shape, or form to make those dreams and those goals a reality. If you do that, you'll be the leader that everyone will be talking about for years after you retire. And of course, legacy has to come into where you are now, because your legacy as the leader of the organization will be there long after you're gone. So let's talk about the final phase of the position you're in now, and that is legacy. And it's so funny when people are transitioning from one company to another, or they're being taken from one position to another. What I always say is, wow, well, you have 3 months left. You have 6 months left. If there's any time I want you to pour it on, if there's any time I want you to go and work like a crazy person, it's now. Because what you're doing right now is you're creating the legacy, which is you. And you've worked there for 9 years, and finally you're going to go to another department, or finally you're going to go to another company, and your legacy is what you're going to the imprint of you have 3 months to make or break. And what a lot of people do is they just start focusing on the next thing, and they take their focus off of the work they're doing. I think that's exactly wrong. I want you to focus on the job you're being paid for right now in a deep way. I want you to bring donuts every Monday, even if you never had before. I want you to help other people with their projects, even if you never have before. Why? Because you're building the brand called you. And as a great leader and a great CEO and a great department head, you're a brand now. And you're a giving, loving, listening. That's the new brand called you. So think about the legacy you're going to leave where you are. If you're in the position now, I want you to think about the greatest leaders you've ever had in your life. Who were the rock star bosses you ever had? Who were the people you couldn't believe how much they trusted you and what they gave you and the time and the mentorship? Take those people, write their names down, put the things that they did on a piece of paper that you really appreciated. And then I want you to have all of those words written down, put it on a little piece of paper and put it on your desk. And remember, if you want to be a great leader, just do what each of those leaders did for you in every meeting and with every interaction with customers. And you will truly be the leader you always wanted to be. I wish you luck on this journey, and I'm excited to talk with you about the 24-hour challenge because it's important that you understand the time for you to keep dreaming about being the leader of tomorrow is gone. You're listening to this because you are the leader of tomorrow, and you have the position, which means we have to jump into the 24-hour challenge to give you real tools to start becoming that person they hired you to be. All right, well, this 24-hour challenge is going to be a little bit different than most 24-hour challenges. Normally, what I'm having you do is go out, listen to the content, and now go actually do something to drive that content home. And this one's different because I want you to remember as a leader that you didn't get in the position you're in by yourself. So the 24-hour challenge is for you to pick 3 people that helped you get into the room today. 3 people in your past that gave you the tools that you've been using to be in the position you are. And I want you to call them. I want you to send them an email, or I want you to go and visit them and thank them in the next 24 hours. Listen, I don't know if you've heard, I got the promotion I've been dreaming of, and I just had to let you know that if it wasn't for you and what you gave me 6 years ago, I would never be the man, I would never be the woman, I would never be the leader that I am. And I have to say, thank you so much for that. That gratitude, I want you to take into your leadership style moving forward. So in the next 24 hours, let those people know that helped you get you where you are, how much you appreciate them. And now I want you to adopt this in your mindset. I always say that I'm living the dream. Well, now your new mindset is, it takes a team to live the dream. Hey, thank you for listening to the next 24 hours. It would mean a lot to me if you found this content today valuable, that you share it with your friends. Leave me a review. I'd love to hear from you. And if you want to learn more about what I do, it's really simple. Just go to curtiszimmerman.com. Remember, in order to live the dream, you have to make the next 24 hours count. The clock is ticking.